The glass facade of Harrington Global Tower reflected the sharp morning light like a jewel set in the heart of the city. It stood as a testament to precision, discipline, and relentless ambition, values Victoria Harrington had lived by since she took the CEO seat at just 28. The tower didn't sleep, even before sunrise, it hummed with the quiet chaos of commerce. The front plaza was a blur of pressed suits, polished shoes, and hurried footsteps as staff, clients, and partners flowed in and out like clockwork. For Victoria, it was her kingdom. And in her kingdom, every second counted. At exactly 8:12 a.m., she strode through the revolving doors, her stride quick and commanding. Her heels clicked crisply against the marble floor, each sound in sync with the confident rhythm of her breathing. Her assistant, Clara, followed like a shadow, struggling to keep pace while balancing a leather folder, an iPad loaded with documents, and 2 venti Americanos. Victoria's daily caffeine quota. "Ma'am, we've got a 15-minute window before the conference call with the Zurich partners," Clara said breathlessly. "Also, urgent emails from Tokyo, an adjustment request from the legal team, and 2 last-minute data revisions from finance." "I'll handle Zurich first," Victoria replied, not breaking her stride. "Tell Tokyo they'll have my full attention by 11, and have legal send the adjustments in track changes only. No excuses." "Yes, ma'am." Victoria's mind was a finely tuned machine, always running 3 steps ahead. Today, though, the stakes were higher than usual. She was about to finalize the acquisition of a rival tech firm, an acquisition worth over $200 million. The deal would secure Harrington Global's dominance for the next decade. She had no room for delays, no tolerance for distractions. At least, that's what she believed when she walked into the lobby that morning. The crowd around the elevator bank was thick, as it always was during the morning rush. Victoria wove through effortlessly, her mind already rehearsing her opening lines for the Zurich call. But just as she neared the closest elevator, a man appeared from the left, moving with a rhythm entirely unlike the sharp, corporate stride surrounding him. Daniel Cole was not in a suit. He was in a fitted navy sweater that had clearly seen better days, dark jeans, and scuffed brown boots. His laptop bag was slung over one shoulder, heavy enough to pull slightly at his posture. In his left hand, he held a cardboard drink tray with 3 steaming coffees. In his right hand, clasped securely, was the small, determined hand of his 5-year-old daughter, Lily. They had been running late, again. Lily had woken up with her hair a tangle of curls and her mind fixed on wearing her unicorn socks, despite Daniel's gentle reminders that today was picture day. He had eventually caved. He always caved when it came to her. He was focused on maneuvering them toward the elevator without spilling coffee, while Lily chattered about her plan to tell her teacher that unicorns were probably real if you looked hard enough. Neither of them saw Victoria until they were directly in each other's path. The collision was quick but not without chaos. Victoria's phone slipped from her hand, skidding across the marble floor. One of Daniel's coffee cups tilted dangerously, the lid loosening. With a quick, almost instinctive motion, he shifted the tray, caught the cup mid-fall, and tilted it upright before a single drop could touch her silk blouse. "Whoa, sorry about that," Daniel said, breathless but smiling faintly. His voice was deep, warm, and so unhurried it felt entirely out of place in the high-speed lobby. Victoria bent down, retrieving her phone with a small frown that melted when she met his eyes. Hazel. Not just Hazel. Hazel with flecks of gold, catching the morning light in a way that made her forget the elevator, the meeting, and the hundreds of moving parts she usually kept balanced in her mind. "You almost baptized me in caramel latte," she said, her tone teasing despite herself. "And you almost crushed my daughter's hand with your very impressive stilettos," Daniel countered, smiling wider. From behind his leg, Lily peeked out, her brown curls bouncing as she tilted her head. "Hi," she said softly, her voice shy but curious. Victoria, who never paused for strangers, found herself smiling. "Hi." The elevator dinged, the doors sliding open with mechanical precision. Daniel gestured for her to go first, but for some reason, she stepped aside, allowing him and Lily to enter ahead of her. Clara, baffled but wisely silent, followed them in. The ride up felt different. Victoria was acutely aware of the small, warm presence of Lily beside her father. She noticed the faint smell of cinnamon from one of the coffee cups. She caught herself studying Daniel's profile, the strong jawline, the slight scruff that hinted at a man who didn't waste too much time in front of the mirror. He was clearly not from her world, but he carried himself with a quiet confidence that made him stand out even more. "You work in the building?" Daniel asked, breaking the silence. Victoria's lips curved faintly. "Something like that." Lily leaned toward him, whispering, loud enough for Victoria to hear, "She's pretty." Daniel chuckled, the sound low and warm. "Yeah," he murmured, "she is." Victoria felt an unexpected heat rise in her cheeks. She was not a woman who blushed. She was not a woman who got distracted by strangers, let alone strangers with crooked smiles and coffee trays. And yet, when the elevator reached the 62nd floor and the doors slid open, she found herself hesitating. "Maybe next time," she said, her tone light but her eyes holding his for just a beat longer than necessary. "I'll hold you to that," Daniel replied, his smile deepening. The doors closed, carrying him and Lily upward toward whatever floor they were headed to, and Victoria stood in the hallway for a moment longer than she should have. Clara cleared her throat gently. "You're going to be late, ma'am," she said. "Yes," Victoria replied softly, turning toward the boardroom. "But somehow, I think that was worth it." What Victoria didn't know, what neither of them knew, was that this small, unexpected collision was the first step in unraveling the careful structure of her life. For a woman who believed in perfect control, fate had just slipped through the cracks, coffee in hand, and a little girl smiling shyly from behind her father's leg.